All right, so light jog on the spot. So just to take the heart rate up, keep the arms nice and loose, core switched on from the beginning. With the ab set today, it's all about that middle section. So we're going to be doing some upper abs, lower abs, some obliques, and we're gonna do loads of planks, which works the whole midsection. All right, slightly higher knee lifts. Begin to get the arms pumping. And then up to hip height. So we're driving up to the hips. Even when we're doing this, don't relax the core, really try and keep it tight. Engage those muscles from the beginning. All right, from flat footed position, just gonna get some rotations. So hands behind the head. Start to get movement through that trunk. Start slowly and make it gradually bigger, slightly further on the twists. If it feels okay, you can get a bit more explosive in. Okay, and then that sideways movement. So down the outside of the leg. Remember, no forward flexion yet. It's a sideways movement we want. You won't get too far. You'll be able to get further if you push your hip out, but we don't want that. We don't want to start lunging down to one side. It's just the side bend. And then we'll go for some roll downs as well. So the forward flexion. So tip the chin onto the chest, roll your spine down, one vertebra at a time, hang your arms low for a second, and then gradually pick back up. Head lifts and then hands up to the ceiling on your toes. We'll do 3 of those. I know sometimes you will do them. If you do Pilates, probably spend a little bit longer doing them. All we're trying to do is just get that flexion though. All we're trying to do is get the spine ready for curling. That's it, up to the top. And then last one. Hang down for a second. Last thing to come up is your head. And then your hands up on the toes, big stretch at the top. Okay, we'll do some shoulder rolls. So forwards movement to the front. Heart rate should be a little bit lifted as well. To the back as well, big rolls to the back. And then we're just gonna get a neck stretch. So drop in right ear onto the right shoulder. You'll feel it stretch up that side. Remember, try not to tip your body. Your shoulders should stay level. Imagine a glass of water. Imagine a glass of water on each shoulder. You just want that stretch through the neck. And the left side, left. And then chin to chest. And then look up at the ceiling. Still we're lengthening the spine while we're doing this. Still trying to stay tall. One more round, right side. Left side. Chin to chest. And then look up at the ceiling there. Fantastic. All right. So that's the warm-up done. We've warmed up through the trunk, through the shoulders, through the neck. They're the most important bits through this core circuit that we're going to do. As I said, guys that join later on, we're going to do a plank challenge today. So it's going to be 30 seconds in each position, and I'm going to tell you how to change your position. So there are lots of different types of plank. The first one, I'll talk you through it as we go, but the first one is in a side high plank. We then roll to the middle. We then roll to the other side. If you want to, you can drop down in between planks, okay? So I'm going to try, because if you can do it, try not to drop down. So when we transition from there into the middle, if you can do it without dropping down, great. You might find you want to drop down. So when you do your side plank, drop down, find your position, then lift up. I'd much rather you got your technique right. But if you can transition between planks without dropping down, that makes it tougher. All right. It's going to be 4 minutes of plank non-stop, okay? So here we go. So we start on the side. Remember, directly down, elbow directly under the shoulder. You can always make these easier by shortening the movement. So I'm going to go up on the feet, but if you need to, you can do it from your knees. It's the same muscles working. All right, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. We're up. So the aim is that top shoulder comes back, we point up towards the ceiling. All these different planks, it's going to take 4 minutes in total. We're going to do a 4 minute circuit on the plank. We're then going to do a few ab exercises in between. We're going to come back to the plank circuit, repeat the ab exercise, and then finish with a plank circuit. So there's 3 lots of 4 minutes. So it's 12 minutes in total on the plank. 5 seconds, we roll to the middle. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So we roll into that midpoint with the plank. So it's the most important thing. I know I'm talking about being on your toes and rolling into position. The most important thing is you can feel the muscles working. You're engaging the core. The next one, you're going to roll onto the shoulder that you haven't done yet, the side that you haven't done. In 5 seconds time. 3, 2, 1, let's go. We roll onto the other side and point towards the ceiling again with that top hand. So it's another 30 seconds in this position. After this, we're going to roll back to the center. So we roll back to the mid position. Hips stay as high as possible. It's the obliques on the underside that we're working here. I'll count you down, but we roll back onto both elbows. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back into the center. After this one, we're going to come up to your hands and we're going to do a high plank. If you don't like being on your elbows, I know some people don't like being elbows on the floor. You can do these ones up on your hands as well. You're just going to have a lot of high planks to do. Okay. I'll count you down. We're going up onto the hands in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're up, hands under shoulders, just a flat position, still working. Shoulders, hips, heels, all in a straight line. If you need to, you drop to your knees. If you can, you stay up on your toes. This second section is tough on the shoulders as well, because the next plank is going to be a walking or jumping plank. So it's the one where we step out, out, in, or we can jump out if we want to. So I'll count you down into those. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So it's out, out, in. So it's a moving plank. If you want to, you can jump out, jump back in. Just make sure if you are jumping, don't drop the hips down. We don't want to drop. We want to keep the hips up. This is a really tough last section. The next one is going to be plank into press up. So it's where we drop down to the elbows, then come up again. One arm leads. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we drop down to the elbows and then we push up. One arm is leading. We're going to do 15 seconds on each arm. So we change in 3, 2, 1. Change sides. Change sides. Opposite arm leading. We said it's going to be 4 minutes of plank. We're nearly at 3.5. The last exercise is going to be horrible because we're going to do a high side plank. 3, 2, 1. So choose a side, doesn't matter which one, and stay up on your side there. 15 seconds on each side. If you need to, drop down to your knees. If you can, you stay up on your feet. 3, 2, 1. And change across. Big, deep breaths. Point that top hand towards the ceiling. 3, 2, 1. And relax down there. Well done, well done. Fantastic. So that is 4 minutes of plank. That's the plank challenge. We've added in an extra minute there, a couple of exercises at the end, because we used to do 3 minutes. We've upped it to 4. So those exercises at the end was an increase. We're now going to spend the next little bit of time doing a circuit for the abs. So we're going to go onto your back. It's a 6 exercise circuit. The first one is going to be opposite lace touches. We're going to work for 45 seconds. We then have 15 seconds rest while I show you the next exercise. There's going to be 6 exercises, so it will take 6 minutes. We're then back into that plank challenge. We're going to repeat the plank challenge again. All right, so just a reminder, legs straight up, as straight as you can get them. And with the right hand goes to the left laces and changing, alternating each time. Okay, so it's upper abs and obliques. If you want to, you can rest your head into your hands and aim your elbow across. Doesn't have to be your hands if your neck gets tired. All right, 6 minutes without a rest. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I said 6 minutes without rest. We are going to rest. We're going to have 15 seconds rest between exercises. So it's a 45-second work period and a 15-second rest period. After the planks, it's quite tough to do these. We know that takes a lot out the body, the plank. 45 seconds. So when I count down, just drop down, take a look at the screen, and I'll show you the next exercise. Going high. We've got 3, 2, 1. Okay, next exercise is going to be the double leg kickouts. So where we kick out straight. Try not to arch your back. Okay, we've got 15 seconds and we go. Ready for it. Neutral spine position. Get your core switched on. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. The arms are down by your sides and you're kicking out straight. The higher you kick up, the easier it is. The closer you kick to the ground, the harder it is. When you're choosing a position though, you've got to make sure your back stays in a neutral position. Don't kick really close to the floor if your back's arching up, because that's just putting more pressure through your back. We want to feel it through the abs. 45 seconds followed by a 15-second rest period. 10 seconds to go. This is all lower abs. 3, 2, 1. Okay, 15 seconds rest. Next exercise, you're going to roll onto your side. Bottom hand is just out straight. The top hand is going to crunch into your knee. So it's just a sideways crunch. I'll show you from a different angle. So it's that sideways crunch. You're trying not to push off that hand. You're not coming up. That hand's not doing anything. It's just a crunch upwards. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's go. So it doesn't matter which side, we're going to flip over next time. You're still trying to come up. You're still trying to lift up. Just don't push off the hand that's on the floor. You should feel it big through your obliques on that top side. Get that out breath as you lift. It's 45 seconds this side, then we're going to flip over. Keep that breathing pattern if you can. Chin stays off chest. You will want to start pushing off that arm that's on the floor. You will start wanting to come up. Don't let it. It's your muscles here that are lifting. I can really feel that kicking in. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 there. Okay, 15 seconds to flip over. You got 15 seconds to find that other position. This time again, remember, bottom hand straight out in front. Top hand is crunching in. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So again, it's a crunch up. The more you think about a muscle, the more it works. So if you actually think about that muscle squeezing as you lift, you'll start to feel it engaging and kicking in. Like I say, whichever hand is on the floor, you will want to, your body wants to get you to push off that, because your body's thinking, I'll get higher if I push off that. It's not about the height, it's about the squeeze and the muscle. Stay with it now, stay with it to the end. 15 seconds. Almost there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Okay, 15 seconds. Next exercise is going to be raise leg crunches with pulses. Legs up at 90, they stay still. We then go up for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 tiny pulses at the top and rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then rest. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then drop down. So that we're trying to keep the contraction on at the top of the movement. Remember, don't let your back arch. If you feel your back's coming up, you can drop your feet to the floor and carry on with the pulses. It takes a little bit of intensity off, makes it a bit tougher to keep the legs up in the air. So close. This is exercise 5 out of 6. Then we get a rest. Really burning now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax there. Okay, last exercise is going to be the oblique twists, that cycling movement to finish us off for 45 seconds before we go into another set of planks. Hopefully you said that too quietly. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Okay, 45 seconds. Bicycle turns. It's hard now to get your elbows up, to get your shoulders up, because everything's tired. The straighter you kick your legs, the harder it becomes. Well done, well done. Mind over matter, we're over halfway. Come on, don't let the back arch now. Don't ease yourself down yet. We've got a rest coming. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax down there. Brilliant, well done. Keep the legs out straight, hands above the head. Just stretch the abs out. Recover wherever you feel comfortable, because we're going into the next set of the plank challenge. All right, so again, I'll remind you, start on the side plank, go to the middle, opposite side, back to the middle, up high. We do the stepping out plank, plank into press up, and then high side plank. All right, hopefully everyone took that in. So round 2 out of 3 on this plank challenge. Hopefully everybody's ready to go. Obviously, have you, oh, Siri talking to me. Have you, keep taking your water in. Here we go. First 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're up, top hands up. If you're unsure which muscle working, it's those ones underneath. It's those muscles that are lifting, that are picking the hips up. Keep the head in a neutral position. You might find your head wanting to move around or face the floor. Try and keep that chin off the chest, looking forward in a neutral position. We're going to roll into the center. 5 seconds. And there we go. Okay, into the middle. So it's just that mid-low plank. And don't think about the long term. Don't think too much about 4 minutes and how long you've got to do, because you can drop down in between if you need to. Just take each 30 seconds as it comes. Focus on which part of the abs you're working for each block of 30 seconds. Don't think about the long-term goal too much. We're going to roll onto your opposite side in 3, 2, 1. Okay, across we go. Hand up towards the ceiling again. Pull that top shoulder back. If it's getting too much, drop to your knees. You can still work the muscles from the 3/4 position. 15 seconds and we roll back to the middle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, into that mid position. Again, if you need to drop down to find the position, that's absolutely fine. You get into the position as soon as you can, and then you lift back up again. So after this one, we're going into the high plank, up onto the hands. Don't hold your breath. You can't hold your breath for 4 minutes. A lot of people want to hold their breath in the plank. Try not to. We're going up in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're up into that high plank. So hands under shoulders. Remember, your hips are level. Because we've done so much planking and because we've done all those ab circuits before, you're going to want to do that because that lets the abs off. That lets the abs relax. Or that happens. Don't let it go. Lift up. Stay flat. Remember, after this one, we stay on the hands. We do the walking. So it's step out, out, in, or the jumping if you can. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So it's walking plank, out, out, in. If you want to put a jump into it, it's a bit more explosive. Obviously, it's core, but it's going to burn those shoulders as well. Strong finish. 10 seconds, and then we're doing plank into press up. Choose one side to go in 3, 2, 1. Okay, down we go, then back up. Choose one side. 15 seconds each side. If you can still do this one from your knees, it's tough. If you haven't done these before, I would be really surprised if you're doing all 4 minutes. Okay, change sides, change sides. You have to build yourself up to these. Challenge yourself, but make them manageable, make them doable. Okay, we're gonna go into the high side plank now. Okay, so we stay up on one hand and we point that top hand to the ceiling, 15 seconds on each side. Really tough. We roll in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we roll it across. Still top hand to the ceiling. Feels quite nice when you change over because your shoulder gets a rest, but it kicks in quickly. 3, 2, 1, and relax down. Brilliant. Give your shoulders a rest. Sit back on your heels into child's pose. Recover wherever you feel you want to. Take some more water on. Okay, so we know what's coming. We've got another circuit of 6 exercises, 45 on, 15 off, and then yeah, we're going to have time. So we're going to get the last plank challenge done. And that will make 12 minutes of plank, which is absolutely brilliant. All right. So we've had about 30 seconds rest time. We know the first one is opposite lace touches. All right. 45 on, 15 off. Here we go. Last time we do these, though, we're not coming back to any of these exercises. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So it's a 6-minute spell, and you know them all, so we'll be able to stay strict with that 15-second rest time. Chin stays off chest. Keep reaching up as high as you can. The aim, you don't have to necessarily touch your laces. The aim is to get the shoulder as far across as you can. If your neck starts to get sore, rest your head into your hands and lift up, just aiming the elbow across. 10 seconds. Really big burn now. We're going into double leg kickouts in 3, 2, 1. Sorry, we've got 15 seconds rest. Sorry, I was getting above my station. But next exercise is going to be double leg kickouts in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, this time we're going 45. Same technique as we had before, hands down by your sides, shoulders relaxed, trying to maintain that neutral spine as you kick out. Everything in your body is telling you to arch your back because that will make it easier, but don't let it. That's where the strength in the abs comes in. If you start to feel your back aching, either kick up higher, or you don't have to fully extend. You can always do a shorter kick. Obviously, extending out further is tougher, but you don't have to do that. 10 seconds left. Strong now. So close. We're going onto our sides in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so if you roll onto your side position, we'll find the position. The top hand again is on the floor. We're going to do the side crunches. Okay, 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and let's go. So it's that crunch up towards the knee. And you can do this exercise without actually engaging the muscles. If you don't think about it, you have to consciously think, squeeze those on the top. And you might need to get an inch higher to really engage them. You might have to think, okay, a tiny bit more lift, and you really start to feel them. 15 seconds, and we roll from the opposite side. Almost there. Strong, strong, strong at the end. Couple more reps. 3, 2, 1. Okay, relax down. 15 seconds to change over. Opposite side. Bottom hand straight out on the floor. Top hand up at the temple. 3, 2, 1. Let's go again. Still, I would say a lot, keep chin off chest. We're always trying to do that because, again, another thing that happens when the abs get tired, your head wants to move to tip forward because it makes it slightly easier. Just always continuously trying to imagine you're holding a tennis ball under your chin. We're going into the pulses after this one. 10 seconds. Keep getting that height. Don't push off the hand on the floor. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 there. Good. Okay, 15 seconds. If you've forgotten, it's the pulses. So it's legs at 90. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top, and then drop down. Okay. This is exercise 5 out of 6. 3, 2, 1. Legs up, and we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top. Then have a split second rest at the bottom. There's not much rest at the bottom. Always try and hold that knee angle. I know they will want to come in. The heels want to drop down. Don't let it. Hold that 90 degrees. Big burn through the upper abs. Putting these two at the end is quite tough, putting them together. This one, we've only got this plus oblique twists to go. Five seconds. One more rep in. 3, 2, 1. And relax down. Okay, last one is those oblique twists with the kick out. Okay, this is it. Then we've got one last set of plank and we're done for the day. We're stretching. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 90 degrees, opposite knee to elbow with that extension, that bicycle movement. Really does burn because it doesn't really get any rest time. You're moving from side to side. There's no real recovery. Come on, come on. We're so close to finishing. No more crunches after this. It's only plank to come. 15 seconds. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax there. Brilliant. Again, lengthen the legs out. Hands up above the head. Let the abs recover. Just give it 30 seconds or so because we're going to hit it hard with the plank at the end. All right, so slowly rolling over. Take your water on, a few deep breaths. We've got 4 more minutes of plank, as I said, then we're going into stretches. So we're gonna get this one done. Hopefully everybody's feeling okay. Obviously, it's been tough today. And when you say 12 minutes of plank, you kind of think it's impossible, it's hard to do, but it'll be great if we can get through these 4 minutes. Okay, so remember, we start on your side. So it's gonna be side plank, then to the middle, then to the other side. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're up on the side, top hand pointing up again. And we want to breathe your way through. You might find because you're tired, everything's less stable, balance might start to go. Doesn't matter. Even if you have to separate your feet slightly, you can go wider with your feet. That gives you a bit more stability while still working the muscles. We roll to the middle in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we roll into that center point. As always, the most important thing is your technique, your back position. If you feel you're not getting the squeeze through the abs or your back's a bit sore, it's much more beneficial to drop to your knees and to do a slightly easier version because you'll just get a better squeeze on it. If you can stay up on your toes, great. Okay, we're rolling in 5 seconds onto your other elbow. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So we're up onto the other side, hand pointing to the ceiling again. It's a mental challenge now. It's more mind over matter. Keep everything tight. Keep everything switched on. 10 seconds and we roll back to the middle. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're back to the center. Breathe your way through it. Keep that belly button tucked into the spine. We know the next one, we're going up into the high plank position. So we're pushing up onto the hands is the next exercise. Just take each 30 seconds at a time. Forget the long-term goal. We're lifting in 5 seconds time. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're up onto the hands. Still the abs don't release. Everything in your body is going to be saying, just drop your hips a little bit. Your abs will get a rest. Don't let it happen. Next one is the walking or jumping plank, where the feet step out or jump out. So from this position, have your feet together, and then we step out, out, in. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Out, out, in. You're moving. So it's a walking plank. If you want to make it tougher, both feet jump out at the same time. Next set is planking to press up. Choose a side to start with. Not yet. Really burning through the core. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we go down to the elbows and back up again. Still, my hips want to lift. Don't let them go. It's only a few reps on each side. We're changing in 3, 2, 1. Okay, opposite side goes for 15. All we've got left to finish 12 minutes of plank is the high side plank. Choose a side. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're up. Top hand pointing to the ceiling again. We roll onto the other side in 3, 2, 1. Other side. 15 seconds. Big, deep breaths. Been a tough set today. Stay strong. 3, 2, 1. And relax down there, guys. Relax down there. Fantastic. Really good. So tough set through the abs. If you want to change your music, put some slower music on. We're going to start on your back. Okay, so we're going to lie on your back, legs out straight, and we're going to have the hands above the head stretched out. So we're going to try and make yourself as long as you can. So stretch the fingertips away, stretch the soles of your feet away, and you should feel the abs stretching out through the middle. Again, slow your breathing down. No, it's not a massively high heart rate session, but when you're doing the planks, it's amazing how much it does lift. And obviously it's tough on the breathing as well. Okay, we're going to hug your knees into your chest. So hug the knees in, and we're just going to roll around slightly. So just roll around left to right, forwards and backwards. We'll do some circles clockwise and anti-clockwise. Just sort of massage that lower back into the floor, into the mat. Okay, so from there, we're going to straighten both legs out. With your right hand, we're going to take your left knee and pull it across your body. Okay, with the left hand, we're going to point it out to the side and then turn your head to look back at your left hand. Okay, so we've got that big rotation through the lower back. By pointing your left hand out, we're trying to keep the left shoulder on the floor. So we don't want to be pointing up at the ceiling where your shoulders rolled off the floor. Trying to keep your hand on the floor, your shoulder on the floor on that left side. Should feel the lower back loosening. You might feel your knee dropping closer to the floor. And then change sides, so both legs out straight. Take the right knee in the left hand, pull it across your body. Right hand points out level with your shoulder and look back to your right hand. Fantastic, and ease yourself out of that one. So we're going to do some glutes on the floor. So we're going to cross one leg over the knee, doesn't matter which one. So you cross one over, you're then going to reach through the gap and pull that leg up towards your hip. So that's a good glute stretch. Pull that knee in towards your chest. Some people will pull it in a long way. Others won't be able to pull it. Again, it all depends on your flexibility levels. And changing sides. So the opposite leg crosses over the knee. Lift that foot off the floor, hands behind the thigh, and you pull in. Should feel it in the glute of the leg that you've got across your other knee. Okay, just easing out of that one. So while we're down on the floor, we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So we're going to choose one leg to lift up, hand behind the thigh or behind the calf, wherever you can reach, and then we're just pulling it backwards towards your chest. Now your hips will want to lift off the floor on this one. If you pull back too far, your hips will go up and you'll be able to get it back further. But what we don't want any gap between the hips and the floor. So keep your hips down. You might have to ease off the stretch slightly. Just make sure the hips are down. You might not be completely straight, doesn't matter. As long as you can feel the pull up behind the knee, running up the back of the thigh. And changing sides. So again, that one's a lot tighter for me. So start off easy, and then when it starts to relax, you can pull back. Don't mind what position you're in, as long as your hips are down. Okay, so we're then going to go into the quad. So lying on your side, we're going to pull one heel up to your bottom. So just whichever one's at the top, take that foot into your hand and try and keep that heel as close to your bottom as you can. If you need to, you can always push through with your hips. And change sides. So switching around. Again, heel up to the bottom on that top side. Obviously, breathing should be back to normal now. Should feel recovered. Hopefully, your abs are feeling a bit better. That was tough today. Okay, we'll come up to a seated position. We're going to get the soles of the feet together. Let the knees drop down. Start to feel the hips and the adductors loosen off. And you can, I mean, you don't really want to bounce too much through stretches, but you can just give them a little bit of a bounce, just a little bit of a movement, just because you might find that they start to loosen just gradually, and get the knees in, the elbows in, just to give it a bit of an extra push. There we go. And then if we come up to kneeling, we're just going to do a few upper body stretches. So palms into lower back. You can do these standing if you want, wherever you're comfortable. Palms into lower back, fingers down, squeeze the elbows together at the back. Still trying to stay tall. So we're still thinking about lengthening the spine, keeping a good posture. And then through upper back, one hand over the top, push out, push the back of your hands as far forward as you can, drop the head in, and try and separate those shoulder blades. And then because of all the planks we did, we're going to get one arm across the body. Obviously, all those low planks, the high planks is where it takes it out, the shoulders, the traps. So a good stretch to get across. Remember, don't twist your body. Your body should be facing forward. It's just that arm that's coming across. And opposite side. And fantastic. Well done, guys. Well done. Great session. Well done today.